Hi guys, my name is Matt and welcome to Walk Wild, the adventure travel blog where I'll tell you everything you need to know about hiking, outdoor adventures and round the world travel. Today I'm going to give you my 5 tips for how to stay safe when you're hiking. Just before I get started, if you guys have enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, help support my channel. Tip number 1 is to tell someone where you're going. I'm sure you've heard of Aaron Ralston, the star, or not sure if we call it a star, but the victim of 127 hours. The hiker who went out into the wilderness in America, I think it was in Utah, and got his hand stuck between a rock and had to cut off his arm because he didn't tell anyone where he was going. That's obviously extreme, but the point is clear enough. He didn't tell anyone where he was going. And if you're going out hiking and you're going to some wilderness spot which could potentially be dangerous, you don't know if you're going to be able to, if you trip or fall, if something could go wrong, and you might not have phone signal, and if you've told no one what your plans are, then no one knows to come looking for you. That can be a really, really serious, even fatal mistake. So make sure you've told a friend or a family member your vague itinerary. This is particularly important if you're doing a sort of week-long hike or a much longer hike. But in general, just tell someone where you're going before you leave. And another way of getting around this is to walk with someone else. If there's 2 of you, then you're going to be more likely to be okay, but you should still tell someone where you're going because you can still both get into trouble, and it's not worth risking that. Point number 2 is to plan your route, and that is something that I actually didn't do that much when I was first started hiking. I wasn't really thinking about things carefully. I just sort of would drive to a trailhead and start hiking and just see what happened. And yeah, it was exciting, but it was also kind of risky, and I was probably taking more risk than I should have. And over the years, I've realized the importance of researching the route and planning it, seeing where the trailheads are, how long it takes me to hike, where the water sources are is really important. You can find yourself running out of water, or if there's going to be anywhere where you can buy food, or you're going to have to bring extra food with you if it's a multi-day hike. So all this information is going to make you more safe, and the more you know about the route, and the more you're going to know how easy it is to navigate and all that kind of stuff, and that's just going to help you get through it a lot safer. So point number 3 is to pack a medical kit. I can't tell you the amount of times I've had to use my medical kit, and it's only a small thing, it's very lightweight, and I ordered one off Amazon. I'll link it below, the one I use, and then every time I go on a hike, I just add in all the extra bits I need. The most important things you need are blister plasters and regular plasters, so you absolutely smash through those. Ibuprofen and Nurofen, so that's a painkiller and anti-inflammatory. Those are really useful just to take if you've got an ache or pain, or you've got stiff legs or something, or any little niggle. Those can be really useful to help reduce swelling and pain and that kind of thing. Antihistamines for hay fever and all that kind of stuff, or allergens when you're out in the wild. Diarrhea pills, probably important, and diarrhea relief in case you get ill. Some stronger painkillers good, gauze, bigger bandages, all that kind of thing. Generally, the more you hike, the more you're gonna know what you need and what you don't need. Some of the stuff I've never used, but some of the stuff I use a lot, like I said, for the plasters. So yeah, that's gonna be a bit of a test, trial and error sort of thing, but you want to make sure you have a fairly good medical kit, but not one of the absolutely massive ones, but just the essentials to keep you safe when you're out hiking. And point number 4 is to check the weather. This is immensely important if you're doing alpine hikes, or just you're hiking in places where weather's very changeable, and you can it can look like it's a beautiful sunny day, and all of a sudden you can be swept in with snow or with rain, or there could be a whiteout. All these kind of things can happen. There could be mudslides. You're in the wilderness, you're in nature, and it's unpredictable. It's one of the things we love about it, but it's one of the things that makes it quite dangerous as well. And if you've done a bit of checking on the forecast, you're gonna know what you're up against. And if it's going to be a blizzard that's coming in, or if there's going to be a heavy storm, thunderstorm, all this kind of stuff, you may want to think, okay, firstly, have I packed the right gear to deal with that weather? And secondly, is this the right thing to do, or should I postpone my hike to another time when the weather is better? So that's going to really help you stay safe if you look in advance at the weather and see what you're going to be up against. Number 5 is to carry suitable gear. So as I said, that kind of ties into the checking the weather forecast. If you're going somewhere that's going to be really warm during the day, you think, oh great, I only need lightweight hiking clothes, I only need t-shirts, all this kind of stuff. And then it's 0 or close to 0 at night and you're absolutely freezing, you don't have any warm weather gear to sleep in, or you don't have any hats or gloves, all that kind of stuff, then you're going to be really exposed and you could be in trouble. So you need to think carefully about what you're going to bring. You want to bring a waterproof layer, even if it doesn't look it's going to rain. You want to bring fleeces and warmer layers, things like sun cream, sun hat, because it's always exposed on the ridges. I bring a hat and gloves on most hikes, even if it's in the summer, because it always just gets cold in the evening. The size of your backpack's important as well, and if you're carrying something that's really, really big and you can't really lift it, then that's going to be dangerous as well, because you might be walking a tricky trail but you need to be nimble and quick on your feet, and if you've got this cumbersome backpack, then that could be really dangerous. You could trip, you could fall, hurt yourself. So you need to make sure that the gear you're going to take is suitable for the trail that you're going to go on that day. And that also ties into the necessity for planning your route, because then you know where you're going to be up against. So as you can see, a lot of these tips for how to stay safe are generally to do with planning ahead and just thinking about what you're going to be up against when you're out there. And some of that's going to come with experience, but a lot of it is going to be, just thinking, okay, what could go wrong, and working back from there. Once you've got that out of the way, then you're going to be on your hike, you're going to be able to enjoy it so much more, because you're not going to have any of these worries and it's not going to be in your head about whether you're safe or not. So those are my 5 tips, and I hope you guys have enjoyed them. And if you have any questions, just let me know below, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.